I don't know if I could tell you where things went wrong, because I'm not sure that they were ever really quite right. I grew up in church. I was saved when I was probably 9 at church camp, and went through the motions for a long time. Looking back, I just have to say that none of it ever went below the surface. I'm smart, so I was able to intellectualize a lot of what I learned, and I had a lot of biblical knowledge and not a lot of practical application. So, years go by. Probably didn't do anything way wrong, at least in society's eyes, until my second divorce. In 2013, I bloomed a little bit late and really fell in love with methamphetamines. I got started first I didn't want to stop. Second, I didn't know how to stop. I remember in late 2013, I knew it was getting bad. And I remember reaching out one night, and it was a Saturday night. And I sent 2 messages to 2 friends who I picked specifically because there was nothing they could do about it. And I messaged them both, and I told them that if they didn't hear from me again, I was dead. Because I thought I would be. Not because I was going to take my life, but because there was just something deep inside that knew that I was about to die. So that was Saturday, and I know that I did some praying. I'd done all that before. And so Sunday, I was driving down the loop in Tyler, Texas, got in the left turn lane, and the lights came on behind me. I didn't have a driver's license. I probably hadn't had one in a couple years. And the second that I saw the lights, I knew that I was headed to prison. I had drugs on me. Didn't even try to get rid of them. The dogs were there. They put me in the back with the dog, and all I could think was, gosh, I'm so tired. Honestly, Matt, when I saw those lights behind me, I was just a little bit relieved, because it's hard to quit that drug. And I knew that being locked away, I would have to quit. I wouldn't have a choice. So I remember looking at myself in the mirror and thinking that I was disappearing. All my bones were so pronounced. I was physically disappearing. So the night the lights came on and I was getting arrested, I had no hope. People like to joke that you find Jesus in prison and in rehab, and you have this level, I guess, of brokenness there that just makes it easier to embrace that faith. So I went back to how I was raised and what I grew up with, and that was God. Did the faith-based dorms, did all that stuff, and probably didn't even allow it to sink in then until I was denied parole the first time, because I think that still I've been going through the motions until then. So when I got the papers that I was denied parole, I remember getting on my knees in my cell, and I'd say, all right, God, what is it that you want me to learn from this? And really, probably for the first time, I think I heard an answer from him, and that was, get this foundation strong and right, so that you don't have to do this again. So I dug in, took all the classes that I could, studied as much as I could, and made it my mission to get that foundation firm before I left prison. Then I was faced with the question of where to come when I got out. And that was tricky for me because I wanted to go home so badly to my friends and to the people who supported me and encouraged me and were faithful to me while I was in prison, and that was back in East Texas. But somewhere along the way, a woman moved into my cell who was from Abilene and who knew a woman named Missy Denard, and who told me about a place called New Beginnings and made it sound like anyone would be a fool not to go there. So because I was still a little bit unsure about how things would go if I went back to Tyler, I started writing to the women in New Beginnings and made my decision, for whatever reason, to come here. Came to Abilene, found New Beginnings, got this great community, went to FaithWorks, got a great community there, and the people at FaithWorks introduced me to Highland. They gave me another great community here. So people ask me, are you going home? And I mean, to me that's a ridiculous question because I know now that I already am.